Hi everybody, I'm Rachel Mellor for BodyFit Cumbria and welcome to your 15-minute circuit class. So we're going to start today really nice and tall, lengthening up to the crown of your head, and we're going to be marching on the spot just to start off with. We're going to do 90 seconds of this. Keep a nice strong navel to spine contraction, draw your shoulders back and down. Try and get your knees up to hip height if you can. Try and keep the footfall really nice and quiet and get those arms involved as well, so driving them back and keep breathing. So 90 seconds. If that's going okay, you could make it instead a little run on the spot, just lightly. Nice and soft. Keep lengthening, keep going. Well done everybody. We've got another 50 seconds to go. Keep it going. Remember, if you're not wanting to run on the spot at any time, you can just take it back to that march, keeping the footfall really quiet. You could add some arms in, so reaching up to the ceiling. Nice straight arms to make it a little bit harder if you don't want the running on the spot. Nice work, everybody. A little longer. 25 seconds left to go. Coming up next, we've got some push-back, so get ready for those. Keep breathing. Nice work, folks. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and into a push-back. So you're taking a big step back, going for as big a range of movement as you can. You start with your feet and your knees hip width apart. If you're managing okay with the legs, you can add in some arms. So as you step back, you reach forward. And of course, you can pick up the pace a little bit to make it harder. If you're okay with the impact with your knees and hips, you can add a little skip. I know that's making some of you laugh. So what you're doing when you're doing that is driving that off the ball of your foot as you bring the other foot forward. Keep going for that range of movement though, all the time. And remember, if it gets a bit too intense, you can always just slow it down a little bit. But keep the range of movement, because that's important. Nice work, everybody.
If you get tired, put your hands on your hips, but keep moving. So it's stepping back. Just keep your legs moving. And if that still gets a little bit too much, you can go to marching on the spot, have a little breather, and then when you get your breath back, go to your pushbacks again.
Well done, everybody. 10 seconds left.
Keep going. Come on, Rachel, you can do it, you can do it.
Blimey. It's quite hard, that, for 90 seconds. Okay, well done, everybody. Good work. We're going to do some squats now. So you're starting with your feet and your knees hip width apart. Remember, that's under the bony bits in your hips. You're lengthening up to the crown of your head, squatting down, weight back on your heels, knees hip width apart, all the way down and all the way up. Keep your chest lifted.
Turn through 90. Thanks.
Turning through 90 degrees, that's what it looks like. And if that's a bit too much for you, remember, you can have a little go at coming up and down out of a chair instead, without using your hands on your thighs, please. Feet and knees equally weighted.
Keep going, Rachel. So looking at Rachel's knees and feet, her knees are tracking over the lines of her feet. Her knees aren't knocking inwards.
And it's really nice and fluid all the time. But remember, if you can do the squats, then do the squats. Try and get down to right angles in the knees. You could add some weights in as well. You could squat to reach, add a little heel raise, squat to reach. Or just keep it as the normal squat, add some weights in if you want to make it a bit harder. 12 more seconds. What are we doing next? Ooh, up and downs off the floor next. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Just stop that beat. As soon as it goes, just stop it.
All right, sorry.
Otherwise it's...
Okay, up and down off the floor, everybody. So, if you can do this without using your hands, then do. Get down, Getting all the way onto your back, arms out to your ears, and then back up, out using the hands, and a jump if you're okay with the impact of your knees and your hips. If you have to use your hands, that's okay, just use them as infrequently as you can. And instead, if really getting down off the floor is no good, you could just practice maybe 1 or 2. First of all, backward chaining off the chair. Use a chair, step back, both hands on the chair, one hand down, onto your side, onto your back, onto your side, onto all fours, onto the chair, step forward. Have a go at that if you can, and if none of it is any good, then you're back to in and out of the chair without using your hands. Okay? Another 25 seconds of that, you'll be pleased to know.
Show us again the halfway house, so down to the floor. You can also just come away from the chair, touch the floor, into a box, and then back up from there. That's another nice way of building it up. And doing it again, and stepping forward with the other foot.
Ah, yes.
So building strength on both sides. So that's a really nice halfway house.
Okay, while we're down there, it's time to do some half roll backs. I'm really warm now. Okay, so feet and knees hip width apart, lengthening up through the crown of your head, arms out in front of your chest, leaning back. So you're going to get your tummy working, not your back. So you've got your navel to spine contraction, and then your back up. Reach forward as well, and then down. Remember, if you can get a bit further down, then do. If you can get all the way down without losing control at all, then do that. Okay, so I'll show you the seated alternative in a minute. I'll just do a couple more of those. Okay?
Yep.
Right, seated alternative. Keep going, people on the mats, keep going. Okay, seated alternative for the half roll backs. You're sitting on the front edge of the chair with the chair up against the wall, stop it scooting away, lengthening up through the crown of your head, feet and knees hip width apart, arms out in front of your chest, nice strong navel to spine contraction, and leaning back as far as you can go without losing control. Keep lengthening and then reaching forward. So getting all the work in your tummy, you must keep that navel to spine contraction, and you must remember to breathe. You can make it harder by bringing your hands over your chest. Keep the shoulders relaxed and drawn back and down when you're doing that though. Or you can bring your fingertips to your temples, keep the elbows right back, keep lengthening. Okay, so that's your half roll backs. We're going to get down on the mat now to do some bridges. If you're not happy to get down on the mat, then you can keep standing. So I'll do that while I'm up here. You're coming over to the wall, you've got your feet and your knees hip width apart, stepped away from the wall, lengthening up through the crown of your head, keeping the lower back neutral to start with, and then you tilt your pelvis and
arms to the front. Thanks.
Tilt your pelvis and then lift away from the wall as slowly as you can, trying to get loads of control over that back. Keep your navel to spine contraction and remember to breathe. Okay, so if you're down on the mat, you are lying on your back. You've got your block underneath your head if you need it. So remember, when you're lying and you've got your spine in a neutral position, if you find your head is dropping quite a long way back, you're getting some discomfort in your neck, pop your block or your cushion underneath your head. Okay, so feet and knees hip width apart. Is that a good place for my arms, Sam?
Yeah.
Neutral lower back to start, pelvic tilt, and then slowly up off the mat. Squeeze your glutes. You can add a leg lift if you want to make it a little harder, but do keep those hips parallel with the floor. And then slowly back down. Remember that navel to spine all the time.
Okay, put your hands down in the standard position.
Okay, so pelvic tilt. So you're really trying to avoid lifting your back off the mat in big slabs. So it's all about the spinal mobility, everybody. Nice and slow and controlled. Adding in that leg lift if you want to. So we have only a couple of seconds left of this. We're going to get up off the mat next. So slowly back down. And then standing yourself up without using your hands if you can. We're going to do some heel raises. So everybody's standing for this. Feet and knees hip width apart, toes forward, lengthening up through the crown of your head. Up as high as you can, up onto the balls of your feet, keep lengthening, and then slowly back down, keeping the weight over your big toes and your toes nice and splayed in your shoes.
Remember, one or two of you, if your balance isn't that great, turn towards the wall and have a fingertip against the wall.
Just like
one or
me.
two. Yeah, as little
like
pressure
me.
against the wall as you need.
Okay, so making it harder then. If you've got a block at home, I know a lot of you haven't, but if you have, then just pop your toes up again, up onto the block. You could do it on a lower step as well. So you're just increasing that range of movement. Okay, nice and slow up and slowly down. You can, if you're okay with the balance, try a single legged one, so keep those hips level, keep lengthening up as high as you can, and then slowly down, again keeping that weight over the big toe. So we've got another 30 seconds of these before we get back into some aerobic work. Ooh, nice and controlled. Of course, if you are doing a single legged one, remember you will need to swap sides. So do a couple on the one side and then a couple on the other. Try and keep a really good posture, keep lengthening, nice strong core. You could do a couple of the harder ones on a single leg and then go back. Regress a little bit if you need to, if your form goes, but keep the effort up and keep the form good. Okay, so we're going to do some 3/4 stars now, back to a bit of aerobic work, but we're also going to keep a really good range of movement through the shoulders and through the hips. So everybody can have a go at this. You could take the arms out. Of course, if you have any shoulder issues, you could just do the feet, pick the pace up a little bit. If you're okay with the shoulders, arms up as close to your ears as you can. Keep that range of movement good. If that's going well, and you're okay with the hips and the knees, then you can do some full star jumps, 90 seconds of these. You'll definitely know about that. If that's going well, you could even do a squat to star. So squat to star. You could take out the jump if you wanted to. Loads of different variations of this exercise.
Keep going, everybody. Keep going.
Only another 30 seconds, everybody.
I know you're all just stopping and watching Rachel now, but
Don't
keep
do that.
going. Keep
Please
going.
Don't.
Take
Keep
it down to an easier level if you need to.
But if you've got something left in you for the last 15 seconds.
Superstars.
Superstars.
Come on, let's see a big star, please, Rachel. One more, one more. Thank you.
Okay, 5 seconds. Whew. Whew. Well done, everybody. Press up time. Let's do it against the wall to start off with. So, stop the buzzer. So, if you're against the wall, the further away you go with the feet, the harder it's going to be. So, arms out at shoulder height, nice lengthen from the crown of your head through to your feet, keeping that straight body as you go towards the wall. Blimey.
If you know what you're doing, keep doing it.
Okay, so down on the mat, box position. Neutral spine, feet and knees hip width apart. The nose, you know this, the nose has to come forward at the fingertips, so you're keeping that weight directly above your hands. If that's easy, then you can walk your knees further away, you drop your hips down towards the floor, so you keep a nice straight line, but you've got a modified plank position. Okay, if that's going okay, then we're into a full press-up position. Nose as close to the floor as you can. Keep breathing.
Then
What's
start,
next?
make it easier. Have a little rest if you need to.
Don't
Keep
stop.
good form, everybody.
Good form. Pop your knees down if you need to.
That's it, actually.
Is that it?
Yeah. Keep going.
Oh, what do you mean that's it?
That's the last. You were asking what's next.
Yeah.
It says repeat on your piece of
Okay.
paper.
Remember the easy regressions. Do as many of the harder versions as you can before the form goes, and then make it easier. We've got another 4 seconds. 2. Oh, that's it. Well done, everybody.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rachel. That was Rachel Mellor, BodyFit Cumbria. If you look on YouTube, there are stretches to follow for after that, for after the effort that you've just done there. If you're feeling fit and well, repeat it all again.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Well
Right.
done, everybody. Thank you very much.